Good day, everyone. My name is Divine Favor Olani. I am a student of the University of Lagos as well as an undergraduate intern at HARLEM Telecoms Academy. Before us today is a topic which borders on whether or not a new mobile network operator should interconnect with incumbent mobile network operators. We have two sides which are going to be supporting and opposing the motions respectively. Can we please meet to the supporting side?
Good day, everyone. My name is Tulokwe Okile, a student of the University of Lagos and also a legal intern at HARLEM Telecoms Academy. I'm here to support the motion that new MNOs should interconnect with the incumbent MNOs.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Ismail Abiodun Alade, a student at the University of Lagos, and also a local intern from Allen Telecoms Academy. I'm also here to support the motion which says a new MMO should interconnect with other MMOs.
Good day everyone, my name is Ria Kamere Adewajo and I'm a law student at the University of Lagos and I'm a legal intern at Allen Telecoms Academy. I'll also be supporting the motion.
Thank you very much. Over to the opposing side. Can we please meet you?
Good day, everyone. My name is Kudus Saeed, a student of the University of Lagos Faculty of Law and an undergraduate legal intern of Allen Telecoms Academy. Today, my team and I will be speaking on why MNOs should not interconnect with incumbent MNOs.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ebenezer Afari, a student of the University of Lagos Unilag Faculty of Law, a legal intern at HARLEM Telecoms Academy. I'll be speaking on why new MNOs, the mobile network operators, should not interconnect with incumbent MNOs. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mabula Salidamola Olakosi. I am a student of University of Lagos and also a legal intern at Allen Telecoms Academy. I will be opposing the motion which states that new MNOs should interconnect with existing MNOs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now on to the discourse of the day. I'll be addressing the first speaker, Tolu Lope. Please can you kindly give us your own point of view on this issue?
Thank you very much. Now, what is interconnection? I'll start with that. Interconnection is the physical or virtual linking of different networks to enable seamless connections. Now, Section 157 of the Nigerian Communication Act 2003 says interconnection is the physical or logical and also the connection of communications between different networks which provides services to the users. So what are the advantages of interconnection, or why should MNO, a new MNO, interconnect with other MNOs? Now we have seamless communication. Seamless communication, this will ensure users to use their mobile networks while interconnecting to reach other people who are also using a different mobile network. The second one is increased coverage. When there's seamless communication, there's tendency to be increased coverage. How does this work? If I'm able to call someone in Kaduna who uses, if I'm as an internet user, if I'm able to call a Globacom user who lives in Kaduna in other regions, this will help to increase the coverage and or expand the coverage of my mobile network. Also, this takes me to my third point, which is increased competition. Now, when there's increased coverage, there's an increase in there's an increase of users, and this leads to increased competition between the mobile networks. Also, the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) supports healthy competition between the mobile network providers, and this is also a very good way to establish, and this leads to my other points, which is innovative services. Now, innovative services, what does this mean? This means creativity. This means MNOs bring out new ideas, new methods. An example is the mobile network portability, and this is a very good way to encourage competition among the mobile network operators. Another reason is the economic benefit. How does economic benefit come in? Now, if users enjoy a seamless connection, this means it moves them to it moves them to using the networks more, and this provides more revenue for the mobile network operators. In return, they pay taxes to the country, which everybody benefits. So the user enjoys seamless connection, the MNOs enjoy their revenue. In return, the country enjoys tax. Also, this also moves me to universal access. When you interconnect, this improves or this increases the wider range, and not only people in the urban areas are able to use mobile network, but also people in the rural areas, and this spreads across the other regions. And this leads me to say that even my point or the advantages are interconnected. Now I'm going to move to the next speaker, Ismail, to give us the legal backing of the interconnection.
So, in addition, we need to understand one thing that one of the ways to ensure national telecommunication service is through interconnection. And we're going to see that the invitation and how our the legal framework is being couched is to ensure that or even support interconnection in the way. Now, if you look at Section 1 of Nigeria's Communications Act 2003, particularly subsection C, D, and E, we are going to see that interconnection is one of the intentions of the legal drafters. Also, if you look at Telecommunications Network Interconnection 2007, and also the guideline on technical standard for interconnectivity, and finally, guideline on procedures for granting disapproval to disconnect telecommunication operators 2012. We're going to see that all these laws and guidelines are all in support of interconnectivity. So I'll move to my next speaker.
Still supporting the motion, I would like to bring live examples and cases where the importance of interconnection was proven. I want us to know that although interconnection sounds like something that is far off from a mere person that is not into telecommunications law, using the words of the author, John Dean, in his words, he said, no man is an island of knowledge. And proving these facts, I would love to tell my opposing teammates that interconnection is something that has and does more good than harm to society. In the case of MTN and Globalcom, this was proven. And Globalcom alleged that stifling and not interconnecting with their network, they were able to prove that these anti-competitive practices stopped and stifled the output they were able to bring out. Also, in the case of Visafone and MTN, them delaying interconnection using section 42 of of the constitution, which is the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which talks about the rights that we have against discrimination of any kind or any form. Proving this point, they were able to show that them being a new operator or them being a new mobile network operator, MTN stopping or not allowing them to interconnect with them was discriminatory against them. And following with section 99, 96 to 10, section 103, I'm sorry, section 96 to section 103 of the Nigerian Communications Act of 2003, the advantages of interconnection was proven. As my teammate said, those advantages can be seen in those following sections. And they were able to prove that them not being interconnected to MTN, which we see as a very dominant operator in the telecommunication world, was able to stifle their output, and other people who were using MTN not being able to reach other people through their network as there was delay in interconnection was not what did not allow them to make as much revenue and reach their profit margin which they would have reached if MTN, a dominant mobile network operator, was involved and interconnected with them. And I would like to also tell my teammates that there is a way that security would be guaranteed using interconnection. I'll prove this by saying that still on my point that no man is an island of knowledge and we really need other people to grow. Using the example of collocation, when we were taught collocation in telecommunications law, Big Law was able to tell us that through collocation, we are able to reduce the amount that will be spent on building a new BTS, right? And even all the money that will be spent to develop it personally as a singular mobile network operator. If I am able to share my ideas with you, and share my ideas with you, everybody will come to a very good use of everything that we need to develop each mobile network operator, because I as a person cannot really know what is in every book and what is going to actually develop my network. But if I bring all the advantages you have to bring to the table and even the disadvantages, I will be able to stop or stop every security risk that will have been put to my table. And even if you are saying interconnection would allow for security, I will be able to bring it to the table and tell you that with or without interconnection, there will be security risk. So if I'm able to bring all my ideas to the table and through the regulations that we have on ground and the acts that we have, we will be able to build a better network and stop monopolistic tendencies of these mobile network operators, which we can see. If we look at the cases that we have three cases with this particular mobile network operator, which is MTN that we know here in Nigeria. And I would like to tell us that, do we really know that this particular mobile network operator, MTN, is not even from our country? So if we allow these monopolistic tendencies to bridge up and to rise to its greatest development, it will stop the growth that other mobile network operators can bring to the table. If I allow MTN to be able to stop interconnections, you are telling me that MTN would only be able to connect with their with people using their particular mobile network operator. And I'm telling you that other, like their country is South Africa, right? Although we are removing all the discriminations they have against us. As a country, we are a country that brings people together. So as a country, we are a country that brings people together. And I would like to also talk about what the NCC, which is the Nigerian Communications Commission, what they encourage. I was talking about collocation, and I would like to tell us that it is already like regulated and proven that the NCC has encouraged collocation and infrastructure sharing in Nigeria. And mobile network operators that I can prove that have shared, we have Nine Mobile, we have MTN, and we have Globacom. And I would just also want to bring another life example for us to be able to understand what we are really talking about. I would like to say that as a business owner, truth be told, if you are scared of competition, you are ready for your downfall, you are ready for failure. So to be able to prove to me that you are the best mobile network operator, allow other people to come to the table and bring all their ideas and actually develop their own networks. And if I want to prove that I am actually the best, let's bring it to the table. You start your own, you start your own, you start your own. Before I can prove that I'm actually good, I should be able to have people that are competing against me. If there's nobody competing against me, I will just be standing on my own. And even if I am still stagnant, I would not be able to, I will not be able to measure it. But yeah, if I have other people that they are bringing more ideas, it will even aid me and help me to be able to develop from the present state that I am. Using these few points that I've been able to mention, I would like to tell us that and encourage us that we should try to interconnect with other networks, just as the Nigerian Communications Act and regulation on interconnection of 2007 tells us. Thank you. This is the supporting side.
Thank you very much. I must say I am wowed by the presentation from the supporting side. Over to the opposing side, we would like to hear from you.
Okay, everyone. As stated by the opposition team, interconnection allows for an efficient and competitive market. True. It also allows for a system whereby consumers are able to choose what they want. True. However, we'll be presenting today some compelling arguments against the argument of the opposition team. And one of the arguments is this: customer exclusivity without monopolistic overtones. We would like to let you know that non-interconnection allows telecommunication companies to create a closed system or a closed network for users in its own ecosystem. This makes it possible for a telecommunication company to provide incentives and to provide some other benefits that are not present in other operators, such as lower call rates, enhanced data plans, and other incentives such as premium content and also premium data subscription. Another compelling reason that we'll be providing today is higher revenue per user through its in-network services. Non-interconnection allows or makes it possible for telecommunication company to increase their ARPU, that is their average revenue per user, through their exclusive deals and offerings that they give to their subscribers. Now I will be passing the baton to my other team member.
Good day, everyone. Uh, I would like to take us on a tour into interconnection, but my first speaker already dwelled on that, so I will proceed. Then we will advise new MNOs, mobile network operators, not to interconnect. I would say competitive issues. The incumbent network operators are already at large and they have big business operations compared to the new mobile network operators. To be in the same competition and competing with the same business ideas and business model with incumbent mobile operators, it puts the business to ruin. The new mobile network operators that are smaller in size, smaller in revenue, and smaller in whatever they do cannot compare their business model or their profitability skill or their system model or whatever model the Portals 5 launch or whatever they do with the incumbent mobile network operators. Then you have to look at it that since the beginning of time, big always swallows small. So small mobile network operators cannot provide or cannot align with incumbent mobile operators that are already at large. From history, we can see from Greece, Alexander the Great with large forces, he could create and he could create the Mongol Empire. We can see from that. Not everybody can be the 300 Spartans led by King Leonidas that can stand against big opponents. So we advise new mobile network operators to not, or it is not necessary for them to interconnect with incumbent mobile network operators that are already big and they have a large administration process. Then look about it from their quality of service. When they interconnect with incumbent mobile network operators, it might affect their quality of service provided that their networks or their equipment are not as strong as incumbent mobile operators that have been in the business for quite some time and have more knowledge, they have more money, and they have more resources than the new mobile network operators. For that, I pass the baton to my next speaker.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for that. By not interconnecting with existing mobile network operators, new mobile network operators are able to create a scenario whereby consumers rely more on them for their services, for all their communications and data needs. By not having access to other network, they in their activities such as surfing the internet, social media and other activities, they are able to like drive up their data consumption, which leaves them to what makes them opt for way much expensive data plans. That does not only increase the data subscribers of new MNOs, mobile network operators, but it also provides an avenue for higher revenue, an increase in the new MNOs revenue. Also, by not interconnecting with existing MNOs, new MNOs are able to they're able to new MNOs are able to significantly reduce the security vulnerabilities that is usually associated with interconnection with external networks. Interconnection involves opening up of channel to allow for a smooth flow of data and information, but this could also increase the risk of data breach, unauthorized access, as well as cyber attacks on the new mobile network operators. Therefore, by having sole control over its own network, the MNO's new mobile network operator is able to reduce significantly reduce the access to its own data and reduce the level of security breach that could occur. Also, by not interconnecting with an existing mobile network operator, a new network operator is able to reduce significantly the level of network technicalities that could arise, so challenges such as call dropping, call barring, low quality of network. Therefore, by not interconnecting, the new MNO is able to constantly or able to prevent constant watch of threats that could occur and increase its level of good network service that it could provide. Consumers relying on the good network service that the mobile network operator could provide will drive in way much more consumers, allowing for a widespread of such network, and it will prevent them from further seeking out competitors. Also, interconnection involves a high percentage share of revenue as a result of inter-network calls and messages, which significantly reduces the profit of it would definitely significantly reduce the profit the new MNO is to make. Therefore, by not interconnecting, the new MNO is able to keep 100% of its network and revenue without having to pay any extras. For example, I will use the Glow network and the MTN network case of where Glow is owing MTN 3 billion naira. Although Glow is not a new mobile network operator, however, Glow did not necessarily have to interconnect with MTN, and when by not interconnecting, Glow would not be owing the 3 billion debt in the first instance. Also, by not interconnecting, a new MNO is able to avoid complications and legal issues that could arise from the regulatory guidelines and rules that are governing interconnection agreements. As Kudu said earlier, it's a traditional belief that interconnection fosters market competition as well as market efficiency. However, there are several points that could be argued against this. It is true that a man cannot be no man can be an island, but and also true that as business owners you have to take risk, but that doesn't mean that you have to take unnecessary risk just because you want to identify as a risk taker. Also also, non-interconnection does not necessarily mean that there is no competition. There is competition. By not interconnecting, you are striving to bring in more consumers to yourself, but also the existing mobile network operators also at that moment they also strive to like bring in more consumers to theirself. So in that instance, competition is occurring as to who can drive in more consumers, who can provide better service. In conclusion, before interconnection, it is advisable for the new mobile network operator to weigh in the costs and as well as the cost and the benefits of interconnections, and before making informed decisions. He has to weigh in the pros and cons of interconnection before making any informed decisions as to whatever goals they aim to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Having heard from both sides, I would like to ask the opposing side. According to Section 96 of the Nigerian Communications Act 2003, it says that when there is a request to interconnect, then it becomes obligatory of the requested party to accept such interconnection. So, what would be your take on this matter.
Good day. So I would like to state that since the requesting party is the incumbent MNOs that are bigger, requesting to interconnect with the new MNOs, the requested party, the high hand will be for the requested party to stipulate whatever terms of the agreements they want to requesting party. So I believe the new MNOs will hold higher bargaining power in this instance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To the supporting side, is there any counter claim you have for the opposing side?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, yes, I do. I do actually, and it is in regards to his point. Such Regulation 10 of the Telecommunications Network Interconnection Regulation 2007 mentioned and also mentioned that there are some obligations that are actually imposed on dominant mobile operators, and they have to maintain a certain status quo, not so as not to discriminate against the upcomings of the incumbent network operators. So, in as much as there is a legal framework to follow, and in fact, the Nigerian Communications Act, Section 96 to 103 itself actually outlines some steps to also follow when you are trying to interconnect. So, I don't actually see a point in what you're saying. So,
So also, Marvelous mentioned technical compatibility or complexity and security rates. So about the technical complexity. Now, yes, when you want to interconnect, technical expertise will be needed. And yes, I know you're thinking about okay, what about the cost? When there's seamless communication, it brings more users, and this way they're able to eliminate any opinion of such which anything of such okay we are going to get the cost how are we going to do this no there's interconnection brings more money brings more revenue and this is the reason why we are saying okay technical expertise will be needed yes but then they will be well paid and then there will be more money for the company now about security risk yes this is Pamela mentioned that no man is an island and yes they will be able to share resources they will share threat intelligence which will make the security more tight and it or will make the security tighter rather and then this would help to like protect the user data. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toyope. I believe what Toyope is saying in a layman term is that two heads are better than one. Over to you, Marvelous. Do you have anything to say as regards what Toyope said?
Okay, thank you. You mentioned about technical
Complexity.
complexities, right? Um, it's not really about the cost of repairing whatever technical difficulty or challenge that might occur, right? But an interconnection agreement between two different mobile network operators that is filled with several difficult technical difficulties, call droppings, and low quality of low cost quality will obviously drive away consumers that would have otherwise used such mobile network operators, thereby leading to a significant decrease in profits. It's a huge loss. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's obvious that no side is ready to bow to the other. Pamela, what do you have for us?
So I would like to counter some arguments that they made. And so as not to mistake what they said, I will be reading out exactly what they said. So this my question goes to Kudus. He said there will be customer exclusivity which would without monopolistic undertones. I think if anybody should be talking about monopoly, we should have a higher ground over that because we are against monopoly to the very lowest bit of it. And when I'm telling you that you should interconnect, I'm telling you that I should not allow you to dictate everything that should happen in your mobile network operator as a mobile network operator. As a mobile network operator, I'm standing on two grounds. I'm saying that if you are for MTN, you should be able to call all MTN numbers and you should be able to use that same MTN numbers through the way that interconnection allows. I should be able to allow other mobile network operators to be able to call me. And I want to use an example of international calls. I think nobody thought of mentioning that. So when we talk about international calls, we should think about it that every single country have the dominant mobile network operators in their country. And it is going to be very difficult to go across 7 continents. I don't think I've really seen, maybe Apple, but I don't think I've really seen a particular company that has been able to go around the 7 continents. So I'm telling you that if you're able to interconnect with me, I can even make international calls and I can still reach out to my family within Nigeria. So when you are for interconnection, I can reach you through my network, which is MTN. I can reach you through Glo. I can also reach other people that do not use my particular mobile network operator, my particular mobile network. Do we? I don't know if we understand that. Was I able to prove that? I'm not done. I still have a question for you. Then I think the three opposing sides, they keep mentioning higher revenue per user. So I want us to make this calculation still on collocation because it's something that has proven to be useful in the telecommunication industry. So if I'm saying higher revenue, through what we were taught on the base transceiver system or based on BTS and collocation and all, we were taught that, and thinking about the revenue the expenses and revenue that actually goes into looking for a new land, buying the land, and actually building that particular BTS, we can be able to think about is that it is whole lot of money, which sometimes it doesn't even end up working out due to little issues one way or the other. But if collocation, which is sharing of our infrastructures and our ideas, we will be able to together reduce the number or the expenses that we will actually spend, or the infrastructure or the technological know-how that we actually have to put in to build such networks. And my other question goes to Ebenezer. I think it's kind of standing on the timid side. You're saying that, oh, we are small, we're a new mobile network operator. As a new mobile network operator, you already have the foresight, you already have an idea of the type of industry you are going into. Telecommunication industry is not something that is small or meager for you to just go into it without having full knowledge of what you are actually going into. So if you are coming as a new mobile network operator, you should be ready for every single thing that you will actually face in the industry, because it's not an industry you are going to start with maybe a 1 million naira or 2 million naira. It is a billion naira industry. So as a new mobile network operator, you are aware of everything that will go into actually building your mobile network. And I want to tell you that on competition that Marvelous mentioned, we are not saying that there should be unhealthy competition. We are for healthy competition. And if I'm to think about it, I would say that you guys are actually for unhealthy competition. And I'll explain why I said that. I'm not trying to, attack you. But if you're saying that let's use the example of Starcoms, because they actually tried it, but it didn't really work. It didn't really work out. So Starcoms tried it, then they had to, they had to allow for interconnection one way or the other. Do you get? So if I'm saying that as Starcoms, I only want other people that have Starcoms to be able to interconnect with me. That's stifling competition. You don't want me to compete with you, but when I'm saying competition, I mean healthy competition that will happen in any other economy. And we know that the telecommunication industry is part of the critical infrastructure. If we remember, I think we have an idea of that. So I'm telling you that there should be healthy competition, right? And when I'm saying healthy competition, if there's unhealthy competition, all you are just trying to do is not to actually develop your network. But because of that unhealthy, I'm sorry if I'm really, let me face Ebenezer. So if I'm saying that you are for unhealthy competition, it will seem like all you are doing to improve on your own mobile network is actually to counter me as MTN, because you know that I'm dominant in the industry. But if you know that all our heads have to come together to build the telecommunication industry in Nigeria, you would not necessarily have this unhealthy view or unhealthy competition towards me, because after all, the end of the telecommunication industry still depends on all of us and not only you. But if it is left to you alone, you would most likely, all you'll be trying to do is, you'll just be trying to, outweigh what Glow will do, outweigh what Visafone will do, outweigh what Nine Mobile will do, and you will not actually develop yourself. And I'm really someone that believes in healthy competition, and I think that interconnection will allow for that. I think my last question will still be to Marvelous. You talked about reliance, right? That if if interconnection is not allowed, right? I'm going to be able to totally rely on my particular network and not bringing down any network, not praising any network. We all have different mobile network operators that we use on our phones, right? And you can't tell me that there has not been a particular day that you were almost, you know, cursing or very angry at your particular mobile network for failing you. We've seen different trends even on Twitter where everybody's like, what is wrong with this network? Why is this network doing this to me? So if you're totally relying on just one network, my dear sister, I don't think that it should be to your own advantage. So it's better to just weigh your options. And if this one doesn't work, you can even decide to, use maybe Wi-Fi networks, which is maybe Smile, maybe all those other networks. But if you are relying solely on your particular mobile network, it may fail you. So I don't think that reliance will be to your advantage. Lastly, I'm sorry. Lastly, on low quality of network. Low quality of network does not depend on you interconnecting with me. Interconnection is not does not stop you as a particular mobile network operator from growing, because the only thing that brings my company, my telecommunication company, and your telecommunication company is just the fact that other people should be able to reach you through me, and I should be able to reach them through your own network. And she also made another point that I want to talk about, that there is actually a solution to that problem. So for most problems now, there is most likely a solution, or a solution that we'll still find out. So I want to mention partial disconnection. She mentioned Glow's debt to MTN, which is over 300 billion naira. That's a whole lot.
I mean,
But
you mean 3 billion?
yeah, I said 3 billion. 3 billion naira. Of course, the telecommunication network, million is small to them. 3 billion naira, which is a lot. But we have, little solutions like partial disconnection, where I'm able to reach your company, and maybe people using the Globacom network may not be able to reach my company because obviously they are in debt, right? So I think that is the solution to that particular problem.
Okay.
And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kamilere. I believe all what Kamilere has said are not actually questions. She's just standing her ground on the fact that yes, there should be an interconnection. So over to the opposing side, is there anything you would like to say to oppose what she has said, or to stand your own ground as well?
Okay. Great rebuttals by Oluwapamileni. However, we provide greater and more compelling arguments as our own rebuttal. With regards to my first argument on customer exclusivity without monopolistic overtones, what we are saying is that non-interconnection makes it possible for telecommunication companies to create their own closed network ecosystem in which their subscribers would enjoy exclusive services and incentives too. So what we are saying is that we are not limiting customers' choice. In fact, we are improving consumer satisfaction through non-interconnection. And also, as we all know, interconnection is largely based on market dynamic and regulatory frameworks. So what happens in an environment where interconnection is not properly regulated? Problems will arise. So in a less regulated or in a non-regulated environment, telecommunication companies might opt for a better option, which is non-intercommunication. So that is it for that.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other person that has a contribution?
Yes. So I would like to address Ismail's question that he asked before. So he said there is a regulatory framework for interconnection. Am I right? That mobile network operators must interconnect. Am I right? So yeah, I would like to borrow a wise word from a learned person. He said, "When they tickle us, do we not laugh? When they prick us, do we not bleed? And when they poison us, do we not die?" So if the legal framework mandates us to interconnect with some mobile networks, it does not necessarily stipulate that it must be with all the mobile networks. Maybe two, maybe three, maybe one, maybe four. So you follow the rules and procedures as laid down by you. So familiarly, yeah, I'm quite conflicted. Maybe what you said was a question or a lecture, but like what I could hold on was you said am administrating for the new MNOs from a teaming point of view. But like a wise man also said, know what you are, wear it like an armor, and nobody will be able to use it against you. So if you know you are a new MNOs, you are still small compared to the incumbent MNOs like MTN, Globalcom, and Airtel, or maybe Nine Mobile. So you conduct and you administer your business model and your strategic process according to the form and circumstance of your company. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can see it's getting things now, but as a comic relief, to be wise, you have to know the wise man saying. Any other contribution?
Yes.
Okay, go on, Marvelous.
Okay. Thank you. Primary. First of all, I use MTN. I only use MTN network, and the only network problems I've ever had would be access more network when I'm banking. So MTN has been. I don't need any other network. I am quite satisfied with MTN. So all your we need to have more than two networks on our it does not apply to me. I'm very much satisfied with MTN. Then you were talking about on LD competition. I don't remember ever mentioning anything about on LD competition. I said the existing MNOs and the new MNOs are competing. Yes, I never said it was an on LD competition. I feel like the on LD competition mindset is coming from you. Yeah, it's coming from you. There is competition. It can be LD, it can be on LD. I never specifically mentioned anything. Both MNOs are striving to bring in more consumers, are striving to make higher profits, and that is it. Then also you said that as a new MNO, a new MNO is supposed to as a newcomer is supposed to team up with the existing MNO. But you said it already yourself that a mobile network in telecommunication is not a small uh, is not a small operation that can get started with just few millions. It goes into billions. So someone making such investment of billions obviously cannot be a coward, cannot be stupid. They are learned corporation, right? So it's about decision making, which takes me to Ismail's question about the regulations. The regulations are actually there as a governing body to regulate interconnection, right? But this regulation does not compel new MNOs to necessarily interconnect, but it aims to govern interconnection should the new MNO decide to interconnect. It's not forceful, it's not forcing into interconnection. um oh yeah, you also talked about low network that I said that interconnection non-interconnection would prevent low quality of network. I didn't say that non-interconnection or interconnection with other MNOs will cause low quality of network. What I said was that there is a possibility of low quality network, as which could result as a it could be as a result of incompatible networks. Once that occurs, there's obviously going to be difficulties which will drive away consumers, thereby leading to a loss for the mobile network operator. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Marvelous. So it seems indeed there was a misunderstanding, and I'm glad we have been able to clear the misunderstanding. So I would like to say to every generality there's an exception, and even to every exception there's an exception. While interconnection may not be necessary, interconnection indeed may be the best. And I, as a new mobile network operator coming into the market, I can say, oh yeah, I want to stand on my own and prove to everyone that, oh yeah, indeed I don't really need to interconnect to be big in the telecommunications industry. However, this should be a sole decision of the shareholders of each mobile network operator coming into the telecommunications industry to actually decide the path they want to follow. Thanks to everyone for listening to us till this time. For more discussion about the telecommunications law and practices, kindly visit our social media, particularly the LinkedIn and YouTube at Allen Solicitors. Till we meet again. Thank you.